Right now on Fox 43 Featured, election lawsuit. York County officials are filing a lawsuit against Dover Area School District. Why school leaders say they don't want to use the property as a polling location. A plan to power a massive data center project in Cumberland County received final approval. How Middlesex Township supervisors responded to our recommendation against further data center expansion. A Cumberland County man is sharing his story of recovery after years of heart issues. His message for others with similar concerns in this week's Health Smart Report. Thanks for joining us for Fox 43 Featured. I'm Robert Stover. For the next half hour, we'll be recapping some of our top stories of the week, beginning with York County officials have filed a lawsuit against the Dover Area School District after denying them permission to open a polling station at the school. Fox 43's Matt Kleindens examines why the district officials voted against the county's request.
With 2 months until the Pennsylvania primaries, York County officials are gearing up for an election lawsuit.
We did not want to be in this position at this point in time. We were hopeful that we would be able to get this resolved.
The York County Board of Elections says it is suing the Dover Area School District after the school board announced they would not allow their schools to be used for polling stations. Vice President Commissioner Scott Burford says the county has been talking with the district for years about creating a new polling place to give voters better access.
The existing locations that we currently use cannot accommodate the parking requirements and the accessibility needs for the constituents in Dover Township.
According to state law, school districts are required to provide access for a polling location upon request by county officials.
We've had other school districts here in the county that have worked with us, so they've been able to work through those types of questions and barriers.
I can't have students in the building. And so remote learning would be our only option.
During their February meeting, school board members voiced their opposition to hosting the polling place, saying students would be forced to take a virtual learning day in the middle of state testing. Some were unhappy that the county offered to pay only $140 to use school facilities.
You were talking about revenue. County don't want to give us anything for them buildings. So why do we want to give the county when they don't want to give us the money we're supposed to get?
County officials hope to get the issue resolved so that voters can be prepared for the May primary.
If we reach a resolution quickly, we have plenty of time administratively.
Matt Kleindens, Fox 43 News.
Financial experts say prices at retail stores are going up, and in some cases they are getting higher by the hour. This is due to dynamic pricing, and state lawmakers are hoping to crack down on it. Experts told a House Democratic Policy Committee that some shoppers may be paying different prices for the same products, potentially costing families up to $1,200 per year. Now, lawmakers have introduced legislation that would ban the practice for certain goods, saying consumers need protection as AI plays a larger role in retail pricing.
It is providing easier access to products, to things, but if we're not careful, we're going to end up paying sometimes double for the same product that we could have purchased ourselves directly at a store.
And Fox 43 has reached out to Target and other major retailers for a response about their dynamic pricing. We've yet to hear back. In Lancaster County, the Mountjoy Borough Council voted to delay a decision to reaffirm or rescind its agreement with Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The council debated late into Monday night the agreement with ICE that it approved back in January that would allow police officers to serve warrants for the agency and receive additional training. The debate came after the agency made changes to the agreement requiring a new vote. Supporters of the agreement say public safety is one of the utmost concern, while opponents say the agreement would risk the well-being of the borough.
Make no mistake, if we don't do this, this will not stop ICE. They will come here whether you want them to or not.
So you're willing to take the money that you're going to receive if you sign this and let us live in fear Don't do it. I beg you.
The council instead voted to direct the chief of police to clarify in the agreement that the department will only carry out warrants approved by a judge. Officials at the federal, state, and local levels are forming what they call a unified command in response to the fire and resulting oil spill that took place last week in York County. 5 organizations will lead the cleanup and investigation into last week's incident in the Spring Garden Township. Now, officials with these groups have begun testing the air and water around the Cadores Creek and at the J&K salvage yard where the fire started. Leaders say they will continue to provide public updates on cleanup and potential impacts from the incident. And a plan to power a massive data center project in Cumberland County was approved this week, and Middlesex Township supervisors say work on the township's 700-acre data center property could resume quickly. Fox 43's Sydney Nauman breaks down what went into that decision and how community concerns are being addressed.
This quiet landscape along Country Club Road in Middlesex Township could see construction traffic as early as Thursday. On Wednesday, the township's Board of Supervisors voted unanimously to approve the construction of an energy substation on part of a 700-acre property being developed into a data center. This is the first of many steps building up to the installation of the actual data centers, worth roughly $15 billion. Newly elected Supervisor Phil Niederer told residents the plan was put into motion back in 2024 and there's no stopping it now. However, the board found other ways to protect residents, including voting against a request for 4 additional properties to be added to the data center project, totaling more than 214 acres. That decision comes after the Planning Commission recommended a denial for the request last month, hoping to put future data center development on hold.
What the Township Board of Supervisors wants to do is put future data center development on hold until we get a comprehensive plan.
Niederer added, updating the township's comprehensive plan is not just due to recent data center developments. Officials say the current 20-year-old plan is outdated and must be revised to protect the township regarding any future developments.
And this is an entire township from the North Mountain down to Trindle Road, so we want involvement from everybody and hopefully give us a roadmap that then we can use to hopefully adopt some changes and amendments into the zoning ordinance moving forward.
The board made several modifications to the township's ordinances in order to allow the construction of the data center energy substation. However, they voted against a modification that would have allowed developers to install 25-foot lights, which exceed the township's 20-foot limit.
25 feet really that's pretty tall, right? And many of those don't need to be that tall. So I appreciate the fact that you gave consideration to that.
While development is moving forward, residents still expressed concern and frustration over the environmental impacts of both construction and the finished data centers.
We have a vested interest. I want it to be a good place for my family.
Sydney Nauman, Fox 43 News.
After being hit 84 times, the low clearance bridge in Seven Valleys, York County is getting new technology aimed at stopping overhead trucks before they crash. The 11-foot, 1-inch bridge has been hit for decades, despite posted warning signs. Borough leaders say a 2024 crash sparked a turning point after causing more than $400,000 in damage. The new system will include a detection arm with suspended panels placed ahead of the bridge. A York County commissioner says he hopes the new early warning system will catch drivers' attention.
When those panels are struck, it will light up signage. So you have this visual that you don't normally see from a standard sign.
Officials expect the first warning device to be installed by early summer, with a second system planned for the fall. The Lebanon VA healthcare system is undergoing a series of renovations. The projects are part of a $4.8 billion campaign to modernize VA centers across the country. They include repaving parking lots, fixing HVAC units, and upgrades to the facility's electrical systems. The projects are expected to be completed by the end of the month. A Cumberland County man is sharing his remarkable journey from heart failure to heart transplant, saying cardiac rehab helped him get his life back. In this week's Health Smart Report, Fox 43's Amy Lutz shows us that the road back hasn't been easy, but he says every step has been worth it.
As At 65 years old, James Mitchell is not only back on his feet, he's back in the gym. Just a few years ago, though, he could barely make it across the room.
Went to work one morning and it felt like an elephant sitting on me. My heart ejection fraction was so low that they couldn't even figure out why I was alive.
He received a pacemaker and eventually a heart transplant at UPMC. He spent 9 months in the hospital, and when rehab started, even standing was a challenge.
Think you can keep it going and give me this arm?
Yeah.
Now he's rebuilding his strength at outpatient cardiac rehab in Mechanicsburg, where patients exercise while wearing monitors as nurses track heart rhythms and gradually increase their activity.
It's like getting an EKG. You know, it does make patients feel safe in that they're wearing this telemetry monitor when they come. We're all registered nurses who are monitoring it. If we see that something that is questionable, concerning, then we can always send information to their cardiologist.
Julie James is a registered nurse for UPMC. She says research shows completing cardiac rehab can lower the risk of future events by at least 30%. However, that's not why James keeps coming back.
I look at it as not only do I owe my family, who stood behind me, sorry, I get emotional. I do it to honor the person whose heart I have.
And he's determined to make the most out of his second chance. Experts say if you've experienced major heart issues, talk with your cardiologist about whether cardiac rehab could help you on the road to recovery. With your Health Smart Report, Amy Lutz, Fox 43 News.
Tens of thousands of snow geese are making their annual stop in Lancaster County. And with avian flu concerns in the area, what wildlife officials want visitors to know before heading out to see them. The sights and sounds of spring are back at Middle Creek Wildlife Management Area in Lancaster County, where tens of thousands of snow geese have stopped during their annual migration. While the spectacle is drawing big crowds, concerns about avian flu are still lingering. Fox 43's Tyler Poglet shows us how visitors are taking in the migration and what wildlife experts are urging people to keep in mind.
You can hear them before you see them.
So we did our first count last Tuesday, and we had around 60,000 snow geese on the lake in the morning.
The birds are stopping at Middle Creek Wildlife Management Area as part of their yearly migration north to Arctic breeding grounds, a journey that draws thousands of visitors each year.
We did a little bit of research, and we got online and found out where they came from and where they're going and why they're here.
The massive flocks draw people from across the region, many hoping to witness the spectacle up close.
Well, it's an amazing thing to see. I think it's always great to take advantage of on-hand experiences. We can learn a lot.
While the migration is impressive, officials say it hasn't been without challenges.
We do have mortality here.
During last year's migration, the area closed out of caution due to avian influenza. But despite a recent outbreak in Lancaster County of the bird flu, the site remains open this season.
This year, we are not seeing a large mortality event here, so we've decided to stay open and allow visitors to come and view the wonderful spectacle that is the snow goose migration.
Wildlife experts continue to encourage visitors to avoid contact with birds and report any that appear sick or dead. Despite those concerns, many say the migration remains a powerful sign that winter is winding down and an opportunity to learn.
Well, I think it's a good thing for my grandson to see something like this. I think it's a good experience.
Peak viewing times are typically around sunrise and sunset. Tyler Poglich, Fox 43 News.
A York County high school tennis coach has battled a failing kidney for over a decade, yet continues to find his strength on the court. How he's inspiring his team as he awaits a life-saving transplant. The boys tennis coach at Central York has been battling a failing kidney for more than a decade. As he awaits on a life-saving donation, he has turned to the sport he loves to help get him through. Now, Fox 43's Ryan Yee shares his journey of determination.
There we go. That's the noise I want to hear. I'm not sick when I'm on the tennis court. That's just how I feel. Physically, I'm limited, but I'm not sick when I'm out there.
Dave Podol is the Central York varsity boys tennis head coach, and for the last 11 years has battled a failing kidney. First diagnosed in 2015, Podol was fortunate enough to find a willing kidney donor and perfect match. However, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, among other uncontrollable factors, the kidney was rejected in 2022. Podol has been back on dialysis ever since.
It's exhausting. There's not a day that goes by I don't think about, I could stroke out and die. Every bit of my life has been affected by this, emotionally for sure. Never knowing whether or not I'm out of, or if I'm in the clear or anything like that. I don't know.
An avid tennis player ever since he graduated from Central York in 2007, for the past 3 years he has turned to coaching the sport he loves at his former high school as his escape.
One thing I will not do anymore, and I have for almost 11 years, is I kind of let this disease run my life. And in the past 3 years, I decided that that's not going to happen anymore. My purpose is to be here with these boys during this time in their life, and if I can help inspire them, I will.
Swing, baby, swing! A newfound purpose that has come to fruition.
He really took the tennis team from a team to a program. He really pushes us to be great, and not just in the sport, but overall. I mean, I know he's been a good mentor for a lot of us, and he's done a lot for me over my time here, so it's been great to see him show up and fight.
Turning to the school that has always been there for him.
I feel that sense of community again. I have people here that care. I just love this school. I love this school, everything it's about. I loved it when I was here, and I love it now.
It really goes to show how tight the Panther community is. We always have each other's backs, no matter how long ago they graduated, how young, how old they are. We really have each other's backs.
Fueling the inspiration behind a third season with his team, they hope will reach new heights.
The fact that he does come out here every day, he does show up, and we're always here for him, and he's always here for us. And every time we put it all out on the court for him.
A temporary tennis treatment as Podol prays for a life-saving kidney donation.
Thinking about it right now is bringing back emotions. I cry. I let myself feel whatever I feel in that moment. And sorry, I get a little choked up, but the emotion is, this is going to change my life. Whether it's for a year, 2 years, 5 years, or forever. Somebody cared enough about me to stop a little bit of this pain and suffering that I've been going through.
Ryan Yee, FOX43.
A school where reading isn't just encouraged, it's celebrated. How North Hopewell Winterstown Elementary School kicked off Read Across America Week, next. Well, it's Read Across America Week, and at one York County elementary school, students and teachers are celebrating something unique. FOX43's Sydney Nauman introduces us to the newest addition to North Hopewell Winterstown Hall, where reading exists all around within its four walls.
Reading lives everywhere at North Hopewell Winterstown Elementary.
I just love that we are a community of readers.
On the walls, in after-hour parent-teacher calls.
We started a book club with the teachers. We have a parent evening book club.
And soon in the halls. Because on this March Monday, the start of Read Across America Week, take a peek. There's something new and unique. A mystery machine, tall and bright, not filled with chips or sweet delights, but books, 300 stories all stacked inside, ready to drop with the clink of a coin.
One book, coming right up.
Constellation's Peach Bottom plant donated the machine, $20,000 to spark reading and dreams.
It just makes you more creative. When you read, you get to be you're a character in the book. You're like looking at it from a character's point of view.
From power on the Susquehanna shore to the power in cages and so much more.
It's awesome to see all the smiles and everyone very, very eager to be the first to put the coin in the machine. It starts with knowledge, right? That foundational knowledge that allows you to ask deeper, broader questions. That's why we read.
Here, the mission is not to make reading required. It's to make it desired, not something students have to do, something they're excited to choose. A token for birthdays, then a treasure to keep, plus PBIS rewards for the goals they meet.
I was excited that we could tie it into the PBIS because I think that seeing that as a reward is also another great thing that, you know, I don't have to read, I get to read.
Reading specialist Jen Moore says the machine is a project years in the making, and keeping it stocked is no small undertaking. As for the students, the lesson sticks like glue. The power of books shows just what words can do.
When you read, you see these new words and you can add them to your vocabulary.
Today, it's a token and a tale in their hand. Tomorrow, it's questions that help them understand. Sydney Nauman, Fox 43 News.
Spring Carlisle returns to the Carlisle Fairgrounds in Cumberland County next month. As one of the most anticipated and largest automotive gatherings of the year, Spring Carlisle brings nearly 100,000 automotive enthusiasts together for a 5-day celebration of buying, selling, and trading. It all runs from April 22nd to the 26th. In addition to the automotive flea market, Spring Carlisle will feature a car corral where hundreds of vehicles of all eras are offered for sale by their owners. And a York County ice cream shop has unveiled its new limited-time menu inspired by popular Girl Scout cookies. Sprinkles & Company in Red Lion is partnering with a local Girl Scout troop to put a unique twist on their sundaes. 7 Girl Scout cookie flavors are now available throughout the end of April or until the shop runs out of cookies. The owners and sisters say the partnership happened after the troop visited the shop to learn more about women-owned businesses.
We thought it was a great opportunity, and we also wanted to support their business. They sell cookies so that they can do all of their fun things and trips. So we bought a bunch of their cookies and turned them into ice cream sundaes.
Sprinkles & Company is open Wednesday through Sunday. We have store hours available right now on fox43.com. And that's going to do it for Fox 43 Featured. Thanks for spending part of your day with us. Have a good one.